I created another mini album that I'm going to be sharing in a moment, but I wanted to show the box that I got the mini album to fit into. I didn't actually create the box, but I did decorate it with a paper line that matches the mini album. On the front of this box, I die cut all of these flowers out with the leaves, and I glued it all on the front here. Stamped out this big banner, and I wrote in "Remember" to fit into the banner. And this lid, as you take it off, this paper line matches the mini album. And on the inside of the box, I didn't do anything with the lid. It came that way with that paper. This is a mini album that I created. I'll be showing that here in just a moment. This is the mini album that I created. It measures 8.5 inches by 10.5 inches, and it consists of 5 pages inside of the book. And the spine measures 5 inches, and I'll show you that in a second. The flowers on the front, top and bottom of this frame, I created all of them, so they're all handmade. And I added this little bling button on the side and added pearls around the edge of the frame. I have a cover over the picture because I have a picture behind it. This is actually just a white template. I added lace, bling, and ribbon here on the side, and this bird and this hummingbird down here are both chipboard. I colored it and glued it down, and I included that bird cage with the little flower from the Tim Holtz collection. On the spine of the book, I added this, stamped out this saying inside of the book plate, and I cut out all of the flowers from the collection and glued it all down. On the back of the book, I have the lace and bling and the ribbon in the middle. For the book closure, I added this ribbon. It's an elastic ribbon that will expand when you add pictures to it. And I just included this dangle charm here on the side. I have the hoop and loop closure to close the book. On the first page, let me move it over here a little bit. It's kind of big, big and awkward. On the first page, I included this book plate, and I cut this flower from for the inside of the book plate and used glossy accents on the top. I added flourish on each side of the book plate. This is a pocket, and it's double-sided. I double matted all of the mats that go in this book, and this is just a random cardstock that I cut out that's 4x6, just to show that you can add a 4x6 photo inside of the, or if you tuck it up underneath that flourish. Back of it's plain. This will go into this first pocket. As you open the page to the right, I have another pocket. And I also cut out 2 black cardstock to show that you can add the picture here underneath that little, it looks like a book plate, but you can add dates or whatever you want to add on there. And the back's just plain. I use the Heartfelt Creations die throughout this book. This page will open out, and over here on the left hand side I have a mat that goes into this pocket, and once again I cut this black cardstock to show that it will fit your picture nicely if you cut it to that size underneath that little opening. And the flower, same thing, that will hold the 4x6 picture nicely. I die cut all of these flowers and all of the leaves and added it on each page. And the same thing with the middle middle page, you can add a 4x6 picture there, and also on the back. So as we go on to the right page, added a couple of flaps that will fold up for a large picture on top. This will also fold up. And in the middle I have a double matted oblong picture mat with the same Heartfelt Creations die here. Over here on the right hand side I have a couple of pockets, and I included the tab so it makes it easier to pull out. And I use I believe this scallop border is a Martha Stewart border punch. As you turn the page, here's another pocket, and I just added a couple of mats in this pocket page. I left the bottom of both of these roses unglued so that you can slip a 4x6 picture in there and it fits nicely. I stamped and colored and cut out all of the roses that I included in this book. And this border here, this border punch, is a Martha Stewart border punch. And same thing with the roses. I stamped and colored and punched it out. And on the right hand side, I believe this is a Spellbinders die that I cut out twice and added it on the front of this pocket page. I have a couple of mats that go, well, 3 mats that go into this pocket page. And once again, you can add your picture up underneath it, underneath the flower. And I just typed friendship on the top of that page. This page will fold open to the left. This is a belly band that I created. And I just stamped this saying on the front of it, "A trip to nostalgia now and then is good for the spirit." And over here, same thing, I left the rose unglued on the bottom and just included a couple of mats. On the end of the page, I included the stopper also so that the pages won't go further into the book. It will stop it. Over here on the right hand side, this saying also I stamped. It says, "Memories are meant to be made, not forgotten." That's so true. There's 3 mats in this pocket page. This page is identical to the one I just showed you where I left the roses unglued on the bottom. And then as I turn the page, on the left hand side here, I added this button bling, pearl bling on all 3 of these flaps. They're all magnetized so it closes nicely. There's a nice spot for a picture. This will fold up for a picture to be inserted on the top there. And over here on the left, here's another large and a medium-sized mat that goes into this page. And I cut the swirls out and glued it down and added the lace and the bling. I believe this one, this swirl die is a Spellbinders die. Over here on the right hand side is a tab that folds down, and I have a waterfall page that has 4 flaps that will fold up, and it's double matted, and then you can add a picture here. So you can add 9 pictures altogether in this waterfall. And this tab will open. As I open this page to the left, I stamped and glued down this saying with the flourish on top. "We must always have old memories and young hopes." That's so true. and on this one it says Precious Memories. Memory is the mother of all wisdom. You can add a picture on the back and leave the saying as is, and that will, you can put it right behind that little front saying. This is a small pocket, and there's a couple of mats in this small pocket on the top here. Over here on the right, I cut out the flourish a few times and just glued it down. In this pocket, I have a large mat, a medium size, and this is just a bookmark that I created and stamped on Smile. Okay, as I turn the page to the left, and the right actually, you can add pictures on the front of each page. Each page, they're both identical on the front, but on the inside they're different from each other. This page will open. There's a nice space for a picture. Over here I left this bottom open again. Picture can be slid underneath it. I wanted to put a 4x6 picture like that, but it also will hold a 5x7 picture. But it, you don't have as much room, but it will fit. And then this is a pocket here on the left-hand side. I added the tab on the side of the picture mat, so it makes it easier to pull out. And as I turn the page, I have embossed butterflies that I cut out. Well, first I embossed it, cut it out, and then I added glitter. Colored it, and then I added glitter to the top of each butterfly on both sides. Then I added the silver flourish on the top and the bottom of the butterfly. This is a pocket here with the Martha Stewart border punch. There's a few mats in here, and I stamped this saying also. It says, "True friend, good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they're always there." Over here on the right-hand side, I have two pockets here. This first pocket holds a couple of mats, and then on the top of the belly band, there's another pocket right here. And once again, I added the tab so it's easier to pull out. On the right-hand side, this tab will open. And I added the same Martha Stewart punch all the way around to do this fancy border on both pages. This opens up to the left, and there's a small pocket here. And I cut out the flourish and added it down here on the bottom. And here's the pretty butterfly again with the glitter and the flourishes and lace and bling. There's a few mats that I put in this pocket page. And I left the bottom flap open again to show that a 4x6 picture will fit nicely in that on that pocket. I just wanted to read this stamped saying that I stamped and put on the front of this on this page. It says, "Memories. A moment lasts all of a second, but the memory lasts on forever." Okay, on to the next page. Over here on the left-hand side, I use this white piece as a template. You can cut the template out for your picture and glue it right on top of that frame. I glued down, first I embossed, colored, cut out, and then I added the glitter on top of each of these butterflies. And added the bling and the swirls, added the or cut out the Heartfelt Creations die for the top of the page on each side of this page. Use the Spellbinders frame die and the Martha Stewart punch in the back. This page will fold out. Here's another pretty butterfly here. And also the page that I included on this page that goes into this little flap, I added a magnet right here on the side so that when you put it in, it automatically catches and holds it securely. And in the middle of the page, I have a couple of mats that go into this pocket. And I created this pocket as a diagonal pocket with the flourish and the glitter on the side there. And this one is a pocket with a small mat that goes into this pocket that will slide into the front of this pocket. On this side of the page, I have the butterfly, again with the bling on the front of that pocket. And I have a picture mat that goes into this first pocket. As you open up the page, here's a nice space for a large picture. There's another pocket here with another mat. This opens up again, and you have another pocket here behind it on the back. And then we have a lot of butterflies here. There's a butterfly here that's embossed and glittered, and 3 butterflies here that are embossed and glittered and chalked with the Heartfelt Creations die for the border. And I have several mats that go into this page or pocket. And once again, the picture will fit nicely behind that butterfly. Here on the left-hand side, I used the Heartfelt Creations die for the flower. I added the Wink of Stella on the top of the flower to give it more shine and put bling in the middle. I cut that bird out again and colored it and used the swirls for the flourish and the lace and the bling, and the Martha Stewart border punch I used for the top of the page. There's a couple of mats that I added for that pocket. I added bling on top of the belly band with the flourish, the pretty button, and the same Heartfelt Creation that I included on that, well, throughout this whole section of this page. Here's a small pocket that I included this mat to go into, and this page will flip open. There's a pocket here with the mat that goes into this pocket, and in the middle, once again, I have the same thing with the lace and the bling and the Heartfelt Creations flower. I added a tab to this page that goes into this pocket. This page will flip open to the left, and here's another pocket here to the left. And in the middle is a large pocket with another mat that goes into this pocket. I only added one double matted page in each pocket, but of course you can add a lot more to it because there's more room in there. The book has 5 pages in it, and it's a large book, but it was fun as usual. I enjoy making these books. I like creating them, and each one is different. They're not all the same. But anyway, okay, that's my book. Thank you for watching. Bye now.